This is lesson 1.7, and it is over inverse functions. We already talked about inverse functions in Algebra 2, and we found that if we were finding an inverse function, we were really just switching the x and y, and then we would solve for y. So what that actually did was it switched the domain and the range. So for instance, what we've been doing so far is looking at something like sine of 30 degrees. We would say, okay, given sine is at 30 degrees, what would that be? And we would think about our unit circle. We would go to 30 degrees. We would see that the x value is square root of 3 over 2, and the y value is 1/2. And since sine is the y value, we would say that the sine at 30 degrees is 1/2. So we were given the angle measurement and we had to actually find the trig function. In this particular section, we're going to be given the 1/2 part. So normally we're given the domain and we find the range. Now we're going to be given the range and we have to go backwards and find the domain. So you'll see a problem like that says sine of theta equals 1/2. Now when you're going backwards like this and you're actually trying to find the angle, in this case we could have two different answers. It could actually be here, or it could be the one that's over here where we have sine is 1/2 as well. So we have to think about our reference angle. So in this case it happened at 30 degrees, that's the reference angle. It'll also happen at a place where we have a reference angle 30 degrees over here. So out from 180, I go backwards 30 degrees. So this one would have an answer of 30 degrees or 150 degrees. But I know it's in this quadrant because sine is positive. So I could also say that it's pi over 6 or 5 pi over 6. And when you're doing your lesson today, you'll have to provide both of those answers. I'll do another example.